Listen, first of all, if you're watching this video and you're English, I don't want you guys to take this video like I'm attacking you because I'm not. This is more about the style and what we are seeing from England as they play in this Euro tournament. Now, I'm very critical a lot of the time. I've been really critical about France this year because I think France have way too much talent and they're not playing well. Like, they have the best defense in a tournament, and we could get into that another time. But the fact of the matter is, their attack is not showing up. They're missing a lot up there. And for that reason, they've been pretty boring to watch. They don't really score much. We got to talk about England, bro. And I'm showing you this clip here because we got English players on the bench yawning and falling asleep. Gordon can't even stay awake. The guy is falling asleep. It's ridiculous. And I know we've not seen if, we've the main culprit of who's kind of putting out the right thoughts about England, which has been Mark Goldbridge's tournament. He's been spitting, man. Everything he said is true. So what did Southgate decide to do for this game against Slovenia? Okay, so the group obviously was overall. I don't know why is this showing me Nations League? Look, this is where they stand, right? This group has been the most unenjoyable group overall to watch. We've only seen one win and one loss through all 3 match days in the group. It's been ridiculous. Now, you look at a nation like Slovenia. I just went over this on stream. All right, in their starting 11 versus England today, the results they are getting are fantastic. Okay? Like, most of these players, Sesko plays in a Bundesliga. There's like 2 players that play in a Serie A and Oblak in La Liga. The rest of them don't play in like real major leagues or anything crazy. Greece, Poland, Slovenia. Look, it's no disrespect. Bro, we have this other side where you have 3 players in the top 5 for the Ballon d'Or voting, and they look terrible. Let me tell you this. It's not even about England with the results or not. The bottom line is they have been the most boring team at Euro 2024. I'm not talking about them getting first, because there's going to be that whole group of people that sit there and say, well, we got first. Why are you complaining? It's a shame. It's a shame for 2 different reasons. And I'm going to talk about 2 main things in this video about England, okay? First of all, the manager. Southgate, we all understand this guy needs to go. This guy needs to go. The way that Southgate is setting up the team at the moment, it's a massive problem. Essentially, England, for this to be any type of success, they will have to get a trophy. That puts enormous pressure on the team, enormous pressure on the manager. The style they play is so unlike or off the mark from what people want to see that all they do is receive hate. There's more pressure, more people making fun of them because they play so scared. Now, I heard on the commentary that England have allowed the least XG through the tournament. And even today, right? They allow what? 0.13. It's because they play the safest football I have seen anyone play. And so what happens with that? They tie 0-0 with Ballon d'Or contenders on their team, okay? Against players that aren't even playing in top 10 leagues, players that are playing in Serie B. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. To see this squad and how they perform. It is tactical, a part of it. Now, there's a couple other problems with their team, and I'm going to give you guys my opinions on those and get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about what needs to change, what's going on here. But I have a few thoughts that I want to say. So Southgate is the problem. He's probably the main problem to me. The fact that they had as negative of the first 2 games going into this 3rd game, and the decision that he said after that game was that they're missing Calvin Phillips, who hasn't played in, I don't even know the last time I've seen him play in an English shirt. And what has this guy been doing at the club level? Okay? That he goes and says, hey, I'm going to take out Trent and I'm going to put Gallagher in. Really? To make this more of an attacking side? Really? Okay, before we get into some other reasons why, I want to talk about his substitutions real quick as well, as a manager. Now, some people might be sitting there saying, well, he subbed in Kobe at halftime for Gallagher, right? That's a W change. You know what's not a W? That Ollie Watkins came in last game in the 70th minute for Kane, and the threat he immediately offered England was nuts. He had 2 runs, he almost scored one of them, and he just gave them a different type of style to play for. And they, more often than not, through a couple of those spells in that game between minutes 70 and 90, actually looked a little threatening to goal. Here's the problem with Harry Kane, in my opinion. I don't think he's actually at that striker role what this England team needs. Now, it's no disrespect to Harry Kane. He's one of the greatest finishers of all time. He's just not fast enough. I don't think he's strong enough. I think he's strong at times, but when I watched him against Serbia, getting out-muscled by center backs every time trying to hold the ball up, when I see him today checking into the own 18-yard box to try to string out some possession as England are going to build out, and then how are they going to expect to score when they have no counter option? And the problem with this is that when Kane goes back, I don't even really see Jude going forward that much. So I don't understand how this team is supposed to score. I don't understand these tactics. Does this team really think that they're good enough to go through every single knockout round, and beat some of these high-quality teams that are going to press them out the game? I mean, England need a serious wake-up call. If they go play against Austria, I think they're in trouble. I think they lose. Austria will press them out the game. These guys are not going to be able to outplay a team like that with the back line they have trying to play out the box. There's no way. No way. Now, not only was it Watkins, you got players like Palmer who came in today. And let's be honest, Palmer probably had one of the best chances in the game, right? Kane took a bullet for him. He got killed by two center backs, laid it off. It was a great pass from Kane. Great pass. And what did Palmer do? Not a good shot. But here's why I'm not going to blame Palmer. Palmer came into the game and I thought created a lot. He drew a foul with the first touch. He just looked like, even with this slippery pitch as is, he just looked like he was creating a little bit for them. I don't know how you can expect players like Palmer, Gordon on the left, who should be probably at least he should be giving him a half on the left. Watkins. How do you expect these guys to come into the game and actually make a change for you? Okay? When they are starters at their own clubs, they start throughout the year. They're not used to being a super sub. Okay? And they're getting no runtime. Think about how many of you guys watching this video at some point, we're in that position. Do you know how hard it is to come on and get that game speed and you're supposed to produce something in 10 minutes? And you're fighting against nations that are grinding these results out. I mean, this is life or death for some nations out there. It means everything to them. We see that a lot in Copa America. So for me, that's the other issue. You can't expect that much when these guys don't get enough runtime. How are they supposed to not be rusty? We see Gordon dribbling out of bounds. We see a rusty shot from Palmer. How are you expecting these guys when they don't get the time? Okay, so that's the first part, the manager. Let's talk about two other things with England before we talk about one last part, because we got a lot to talk about here. Okay? The media. Shame on the media in England. Shame on the media. I live in the United States. The U.S. does not do this to our national team. Maybe it's because we got other sports going on here. I think there's other teams that do it. I think Brazil. But I think Brazil has the talent to back it up. Okay? All this individual talent on England. Okay? All this, all that. Okay, but when we get to this moment, where is it? Where is it, right? And so the media in England as well, the amount they hype up some of these players, and we're seeing it on display where they're playing people that, let's be honest, are veteran pros, but should not be talent level or performance level anywhere close to them. It's disappointing, actually, from a lot of the English players. After this season Jude Bellingham has had, what Saka contributed today. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about match ratings because I don't even believe in these match ratings. The amount of time Declan Rice gives away the ball in the attack when he's going forward. He could play 6. Can he even go forward much in this tournament? I see him sometimes at Arsenal doing that. And I think all these players individually look great. But on this tournament, it's like watching an all-star team that's never played together. And then we start to question, are these guys even that good? Because the English media tells us every year that XYZ is a Ballon d'Or contender. It's actually, it is managerial. Because tactically, none of these players are having the ability or free roam to go and do what they're usually doing. But the overall chemistry in this team is shocking. It's shocking. It's like these guys never played together. I'm watching Foden and Kane link up in the first half where they probably could have had an open opportunity. And Foden plays a beautiful ball into space, and it's almost like Foden and Kane are on a different wavelength. So, I mean, what's the way forward for this team? Because as a neutral and a viewer, I wish this team just wasn't even playing in a tournament. This team has been the most boring team to watch in Euro 2024. And I am sick and tired of people talking about all the talent, all the beauty that England are, okay? And what? And what? Where is it? I don't see it anywhere. Okay, we want to say one part of it. Yes, the tactics are crap, okay? They got their striker coming back to the 18. We got the end of every England match. If you watch closely, Pickford is literally running up to the own 40, running up to the own half pitch, yelling at his team to get up. He's He's having a tantrum every game at the end because his team is still back. And it's always a draw. I mean, for them to be in this position here with all this hype, with the it's coming home, the betting Euro favorite. Look, not in my books. Pre-tournament, I said Spain. But the betting, where the money is, Euro favorite to be this underwhelming, 3 games in, 2 goals for, 1 against, is shameful and pathetic on the manager. And I know Goldbridge has been saying it's not on the players. I don't want to hear it because I've seen 3 games and all I've seen is mid. At best, mid. I mean, we talk about tucked in against Serbia. Oh my God, man. It's just, where does England even go from here? What are they going to do? Going forward, Southgate has to go. They have to find a way to play lovely football. You know, another nation that I would say I'm going to put as a comparison is Brazil. But I've seen Brazil, and I know Brazil drew last night, but that's only 1 game, okay? Like, and this is, in my opinion, for Brazil, their least talented squad ever. And they're getting a lot of criticism right now, and I don't think they're going to win Copa America. So the fact that for England, this is supposed to be, you know, last tournament and this tournament and maybe the previous one, this is their time and this is what we're seeing. The difference in level of overall play and chemistry that we see in this team compared to a Spain. Oh my God. It's way too negative. It's way too negative. And I don't know. I don't know what's the way forward with them. It's like, okay, if you brought in another manager, yeah, I think they would play better. But there's so many questions. I mean, there's so many questions I have running through my mind when I watch these guys. How many players are still out of position? And that's due to who they called up in the tournament. Do these guys even care? Or are we at the point now where England is just this kind of like celebrity team? You know, all these guys are killing it at the club level. They have all these, whatever, brand deals, opportunities. You know, they're running their own kind of like fame page. Do they even care? Because in these tournaments, the way you win it is you go out there and you bleed for your country. I don't see that anywhere with England. I just don't. I don't see them caring enough. I don't see any of them on the same wavelength. And I think Goldbridge has said it, Mark Goldbridge, who talks about England a lot, really well. Southgate, man, it's like, what is the point of all these international friendlies, all of these international breaks, these other random tournaments that I just don't think mean a lot? You're supposed to be experimenting in those. How are we getting to the real tournaments and you don't even know what the hell you're doing with this team? And the team doesn't even know what they're doing. Yo, the training that these guys do must be horrible. The training is terrible. What are they doing in training? They don't look like they even talk to each other. Do these guys eat together? Do they hang out? Do they know each other? Because in any team I've ever played on and stuff, man, this is the sign of no chemistry. This is right here the sign of no chemistry. The way they're playing is too careful. It's too safe. They don't want to take any risks. It's actually like embarrassing to the game of football. You know, even the way Brazil tied last night, they're going for it. You know, it's not the prime Samba, the prime Brazil, but they're going for it. I don't feel like England in these games or even in these draws like getting robbed. You know, we watch a 0-0 draw and some team is playing park the bus, but they have a lot of counters. This team can't even counter well. Kane can't really hold up a ball that well against these physical center backs that are agile and fast in this modern center back era. When he can link the play, I just feel like it's incomplete. Players are out of position. Players don't have the chem. So there's 2 ways to this team with me. It's really disappointing to see this team. I don't know. It's really frustrating to watch them. I'm not even going to think about England winning this tournament. I'm not even going to think about them winning this tournament. I don't think they will at all. I don't even think we as viewers should be looking at this England team anymore as whatever it is, a FIFA number 5, a betting number 1 favorite for this tournament. We shouldn't. This team does not deserve the viewership, the credit, anything that comes with playing for England. They don't deserve it. They're an embarrassment to the team. Embarrassment. The whole 11, everybody from what I've seen, it's not good enough, man. It's a shame, bro, for what these players are supposed to be, okay? For what a manager who manages England is supposed to go out there and do for talent in a nation like this and the product that the people of England, the viewers of the world get to see. Come on, it's not even close when you look at this team compared to, like, you know, I don't even know. Look, it's to me concerning, and I don't know what the future of England is going forward. This guy needs to go. This guy Southgate needs to go, and these players got to find something inside of them, bro, that makes them care a little bit. We better see a different England in these knockouts, and we better see some changes. All right? I'm tired of, I don't know if there's certain, this player needs to play X minutes. But the players that are the hungriest, the players that want to win, the players that want to go to goal, get them out there and play them. Because I think it's ridiculous that you have to protect a certain player's, whatever it is, ego, reputation, because they have X amount of goals and they play this well at a club level. Screw all that. It's time to win some silverware. It's time to win a trophy. Play the players that are going to give you results. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below.